Hey guys, Chris of the Polish Geek, and welcome to another video, kind of similar one I've done like almost 2 years ago at this point about The Little Mermaid, and now I'm gonna do for the live action version of How to Train Your Dragon, and why I refuse to see it in theaters, because like on the trailers I've seen comment sections of people saying, oh, it looks so much better than any Disney live action remake. No, it doesn't. And even if it did, it's still not a very high bar to clear. Like, this is a perfect example of a movie that should never ever exist. Because I love How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I think they're awesome, amazing, animated, computer-generated animated movies. Like, they're fantastic. The story in all three of them is fantastic. The characters are great. And Hiccup, and Astrid, and Toothless, and Stoic. All the great, amazing characters with really amazing story about a boy befriending a dragon, and then dragons and Vikings becoming friends and all that, and then the sequel, How to Train Your Dragon 2, basically expanding upon the world, and then How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World, being the best in my opinion and the perfect conclusion to the trilogy. Like, yeah, How to Train Your Dragon trilogy is just amazing, and I probably should be talking about them at some point on this channel, and why I think those animated movies are amazing. Like, a newsflash, I already said a couple of times, I used to be very much Team Toy Story in the past, but after Toy Story 4, which I don't think is that bad, but How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World was such a perfect conclusion to the trilogy that I became very much Team How to Train Your Dragon, but the live action should never ever exist. Like, I reacted to trailers a couple of times, I said it pretty much, that it looks pretty much like the original How to Train Your Dragon with a live action paint on it, and everything looks so fake and artificial. Like, it looked less like Viking times and more like the costumes look like more for a stage play than for an actual movie. Like, it's pretty much the same problem of the Disney live action remakes. Like, they have no right to exist. Like, thing is, they're pretty much just oftentimes they're just like retellings of the original Disney classic, but with all the magic completely stripped. And How to Train Your Dragon looks pretty much the same, and it's an insult to say it looks so much better from the Disney live action remakes. No, it's no different. It's basically like they're learning a very wrong lessons from Disney. Not that there are much good lessons from Disney nowadays you can learn anyway, but that's a different story. But they are probably learning the worst lesson. And thing is, like, there were actually rumors before this live action announcement that apparently they were gonna make like another movie in the series, like set in modern day, but in the same universe as How to Train Your Dragon, but in the modern day. And while some would argue that concept sounds ridiculous, I will argue that it still sounds so much better than what we are getting right now, because it's actually showing already here in Poland. There is already an early access to How to Train Your Dragon, but as I said, I'm absolutely not seeing that, and also people were saying that the dragons all look so accurate. Well, maybe, but because they're trying to make them look pretty much the same as they looked in the animated movie, as a result, they all look very much out of place now, because yeah, like, the dragon designs in the animated movie are amazing, and it seems like they decided to go to great lengths to say, look how faithful we are. But as a result, the dragons now look out of place in a live action movie. And as I said, like, so the reason I'm not seeing this in theaters is because I can't possibly in good faith be supporting this being made. Like, this has no right to exist. And don't even get me started on a cringy Astrid casting. Like, this is one of the worst casting choices I ever seen. Like, I don't even wanna look at that. This is so cringe. Like, I mean, all of the casting isn't particularly good. Like, the guy who's playing Hiccup, for example, I guess you can say he looks the part, but other than looking the part, like, he doesn't seem to have any heart or passion of the guy on the other hand who voiced him in an animated movie. But as I said, first and foremost, this has no right to exist, and they already announced a sequel based on the second movie, unfortunately, and I know that me not seeing this movie in theaters isn't gonna work. Like, they are unfortunately gonna likely complete the whole trilogy, unfortunately, anyway, but I have a right to send a message, and the message I'm sending is this shouldn't be made. The original animated trilogy is perfect. It's amazing. And there's just no need to be retelling the same story over again, like just with a different coat of paint and completely stripping it of the magic of the original, because the amazing computer-generated animation was actually one of the biggest appeals of the original trilogy, and just by telling the same story over again with a live-action paint basically completely strips it of all the magic, which is basically what most Disney live-action remakes do. Anyway, I mean, I did see Snow White, despite saying that I'll never ever go see a Disney live-action remake, largely I admit to hate on watch it, but with How to Train Your Dragon, it's not something I can possibly do in good faith, because this movie has no right to exist, and I gotta send a message. Again, it's not gonna work, because unfortunately it looks like lots of people are excited to see it, so can't tell you how you're gonna spend your money, but personally I refuse to see it in theaters. When it comes out on streaming, I will likely have to see and review it, because that's what this channel is for after all, but I'm not seeing it in theaters. This has no right to exist. As I said, it's just the same story over again with all the magic completely stripped, and combine that with just like the characters basically looking like more for a stage play than a movie, cringy casting, especially for Astrid, and the dragons basically looking the same as they did in the animated, but because it's live action, they all look now out of place. I gotta send this message that we don't want live action How to Train Your Dragon. Like, leave this awesome franchise alone. Now, jeez. Again, it's not like they are gonna do that, but the message can still be sent. So here, guys, you have my reasons why I refuse to see live action How to Train Your Dragon in theaters. If you wanna see it in theaters, go ahead. I'm not telling you how you're gonna spend your money, but personally, I refuse. And thank you guys for checking out this video. Press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and tell me, are you gonna see the live action How to Train Your Dragon in theaters? Your choice, let me know, and talk to you soon. Bye!